get the front with the nice follow there. That's beautiful. That beautiful smile, Taraji.
And over that shoulder.
And then Shailene right there. Great. Just turn the shoulders just a touch closer. There you go, right there, perfect. And
to me, art is like an extension of one piece of me, right? It's like a human being who wants to create, and the beautiful thing about art is that it lasts forever. All of the forms that it comes in, and it really is the way that we can speak to future generations without like having to deal with the mental aspect of things. Like you can bypass intellect and touch someone's heart through art, and touch someone's soul. And activism is another extension of that. It's almost like the act on the art. The art inspires, the art opens, and then the activism is the physical reaction to that art. So that's sort of how I see those two things and how they can be intertwined.
Yeah, for me, I think it just starts with representation, and if you see like a strong, women in the sport that you play, and for me that was Serena and Venus, I just never felt like shorthanded or in anything, and I felt like I can go as far as I wanted to.
Beautiful, little smile, thank you, Coco.
That beautiful smile right there in front of the dress. Big smile again. There you go, put it right here. Yeah, right there.
Yeah, I think for me, it's just the foundations of the sport kind of like started as a country club sport, and kind of a sport that elitists played, and now, as you said, it's more accessible. And I think for me, the way it could be fixed is continuing to establish public parks and public tennis courts. I personally started on a public tennis court, which was made it accessible. It's just me and my dad out there. We didn't have to pay any court fees or anything. So I think just promoting youth programs on public parks and refurbishing, which is one of the initiatives that me and Storm Reed are doing to help refurbish public parks and make them nicer for the kids to use.
And together right here for you. Thank you. Those gorgeous smiles again. I hold that right there. Love it.
Yes. Yeah, I think most of us honestly have that worry. I think we're not being truthful with ourselves if we say that we don't. Yes, but I think the difference is, do I have that feeling? Yes, I do have it sometimes. Will I let it dictate the way that I move in the world and the way that I create? No, or at least hopefully not. I try not to let it. I really wanted to be free. I wanted to produce more on this record. I wanted to pursue sounds and things that I liked and that I enjoyed. And so there's some things that are kind of familiar with the first record, and then there's a whole different sound, but I'm exploring a different me. That was it was almost a decade ago, so it's kind of like I want to have the freedom to just try new things. I think as people, we're constantly growing and we're evolving, and if we're not, then I don't think we're living, so yeah.
And right next to him, great. Turn the shoulders just a touch right there. Big smile again.
I think I just grew up in a household where, I did the best I could no matter what, and, overcome any obstacle that's put in front of you, and also work the system. I knew what obstacles I faced, and I faced that head on. I believed in myself when other people didn't. And when other people believed in other athletes that were maybe better than me. So I always bet on myself, and unfortunately that's all we can do.
Yeah, it's funny because you grow up in a household thinking like that's not weird, and then you get older and you're like, oh wait, there's not a lot of women doing that.
Yeah, there's really not. And honestly, I work with a lot of young women through my foundation, and it is really shocking how many people tell young girls that they can't do something or they'll never be good at something, and how many quit even though they're extremely talented and they definitely could go somewhere in their careers, and they just quit early because someone told them along the way that they can't. So my number one goal is just to tell kids that they can.
I just think that, listen, I am someone that has been playing with and dressing Barbies since I could walk. And I had all of them. And then at some point, about 10 years ago, we did this. That would be my son calling, probably. Don't mind me. But anyway, you know, I think that there is this very, my unrealistic standard that I think women have been held to forever. And I think that this movie was so genius because it was so not the way that I think people thought it would be, and yet it made everybody think so differently. And I think that when you think about Barbie, as genius as Barbie was this perfect thing with a waist this big and this, like, you know, seemingly perfect, but I think it helped set the ideals of what was supposed to be perfect, and we all know that's not true.
And one time right here as a group, guys. There you go. Hold on, smile. Excellent. Last one right here.
The new band, right here.
Right.
Making its debut.
Thank you.